Welcome to the 11th of August. I'm Jim Phillips. You're listening to Townsquare Sunday. This is the public affairs program where we highlight individuals and organizations working to improve the quality of life here on the South Coast. The Dartmouth Cultural Center in Dartmouth is pretty much has the same purpose as this program, improving the quality of life here on the South Coast. And in Dartmouth specifically, it's sponsoring an interesting fundraiser on September 23rd. Is that right?
21st.
21st, I'm sorry. Was it the 23rd initially?
No, that's
okay.
the last day of summer, first day of fall.
No.
Well, we can't have that. All right. The 21st. It's called Wet Paint Day, and it's a chance for local artists to show off their skills and raise a little money for the Cultural Center as well. Joining me to talk about all of this is Kathy Del Sordo, who was the treasurer of the organization, and the president of the Dartmouth Cultural Center, Jill Law. And they're discussing the Cultural Center today and Wet Paint Day. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
First off, we'll start with the president. How is the Cultural Center doing? It's a fairly new venture.
It is a fairly new venture, not even 1 year old yet, as far as being in the building. We organized in October of 17, so we got a lease on September 1st of 18, and it's been an interesting challenge, a good challenge, and we're trying to get to where we want to be.
Lots of work challenge, Jill. Yes.
I'm sure it is.
Yes.
Is it a busy place? Would you call it a busy place? Are there people coming in, signing up for programs,
Absolutely.
taking part in programs?
Yes, we had a great spring. We had a great fall, winter, and spring. Summer is a little more laid back because people are in beach mode. But for the most part, the classes have been successful, to the point of saying very successful.
We're producing catalogs for each quarter, and we get those catalogs out. We get about 2,000 of them out to the community all over the South Coast, and we mail them out to our members. So it's very important for us to have a large membership. And our membership is expiring from our first year, September 1st. So one of our great goals right now is to enhance and to re-enlist every member so that we can, again, start the work with the renovation of the building and that we're looking forward to, and the completion of many of the tasks yet to be done at the Old Southworth.
What are some of the programs we're talking about? This is on Elm Street. It is the Old Southworth, as
Correct.
Kathy has referred to it as. What are some of the programs we're talking about,
We
Jill?
offer several different types of painting classes. We have a Nantucket basket weaving class, which is very popular. We have a bonsai class. We have some food classes.
Ukulele.
Ukulele is big.
That's a lot of fun.
Even in New York City, I hear ukulele is big. So we're on the cutting
Lots
edge.
of fun.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, speaking of painting, what is Wet Paint Day? Kathy.
Well, Wet Paint Near Harbor is a creation of Jill's. We'll let her start discussing how she developed it. It's a wonderful concept.
Back in January, Steve Bliven contacted me. He's working with the Harbor Development Plan for Paid Narrow with UMass Boston. And he approached me with the idea of having a plein air painting day, which is painting outside around the harbor to promote the public access points, which many people don't know exist. It took me a little while to kind of absorb all of this and program it into my tiny brain, and finally came up with the end of the summer date to invite everyone locally, 50-mile radius or larger, wherever anyone wants to come from, to go to one of the access points, paint all day, then assemble at the South Wharf Yacht Yard and Marina, where we will sell the paintings that have been painted, hopefully. They'll be judged. We have 4 wonderful judges that will be there. Judy Cronin from the Dartmouth High School, Linda Gagnon from Norton Gallery, Jean Ingalls from Gallery at 4 India Street in Nantucket, and Wayne Quackenbush, the president of Portsmouth Arts Guild, will be our jurors.
And prizes?
Prizes will be awarded of $200 These are gift certificate prizes. To the first place, $200, second place, $100, and third place, $50. After the process of getting the paintings hung and displayed and judged, we will move on into our fundraising aspect of the
And
evening.
sell the paintings, too, we hope.
Sell the paintings with
Absolutely.
all the proceeds going to the artist.
Yep.
Start our fundraising arty party, which
Yep.
will feature live music, hors d'oeuvres, cash bar, silent auction. So we are very much looking forward to hosting a beautiful evening in the middle, basically, of Paid Narrum Harbor.
And watching
end
the
of the pier.
sunset on the west side of the harbor at the end of our party as we raise all these wonderful dollars for the Old Southworth Library and the Culture Center.
So, you're going to raise money, really. Your fundraising aspect is this party.
Yes.
That's where you're going to raise some money.
Yes, sir.
As you say, the artwork done by the artist is done, the proceeds of those sales, hopefully, will go right to the artist.
Right.
who may have done
One
the
of
work.
our main missions is to promote art and culture
Yes.
in the South Coast area. And in order to develop an annual event of plein air painting, we want to encourage the artists to participate. So if they can get their name out there, if they can get exposure and make some money, our mission is being completed.
Sure. So this day-long experience, how many artists do you hope to attract? Are you signing them up now? Do you have any
We
way to
have,
keep track of that?
We do. We have on our website, there's a link to the event where the artist can sign up. There's a $35 registration fee. It includes a brown bag breakfast supplied by Norton Gallery and a brown bag lunch supplied by Brandon Woods of Dartmouth. And the painters get a map and other information so they can head out and start painting.
And the map is going to, again, highlight all of the businesses in the village of Paint Narrum who are working with us to make this a successful program.
And so how many artists do you hope to attract? Is there a number in
We
mind
have
here?
a number in the back of our head of cutoff at 40.
As many as we can.
But we would, if it went to 43, we wouldn't say no.
Sure.
But we're hoping that it would be somewhere with double digits.
Yeah.
We're just approaching double digits at this point. It's been on the website for 3 weeks, and we'll go more public the middle of next week when we have finally finalized our public announcement to invite people to come and watch the painters as they work, and then to join us at the South Wharf.
So what's special about these public access locations that might catch the eye of an artist?
Just the sheer beauty of the harbor. It
And-
is an amazing
Yes.
location.
And Paint Narrum is the harbor on the South Coast. It was honored as the best harbor in Massachusetts. So we're quite pleased
in
to
the U.S.
in the U.S. It started in Massachusetts.
Right.
I'm sorry. So we're looking forward to the artists promoting those areas as well. And hopefully we're going to see people gathering around them and watching them paint. It's the very last day of summer and hope to get everyone out there. But if it's a rainy day, we're going to have it the next day. We're going
The
to host
22nd.
it the 22nd, which is a Sunday. So hopefully it's going to be beautiful, sunny, and a gorgeous sunset will follow. Yeah.
All right. Now, again, the painting is over at
3 o'clock,
3
we
o'clock.
figure that people would wrap up. Not many artists want to paint more than 2 or 3 hours out in the sun. So they will have break time. They can walk through the village. They can come back to the cultural center and relax. But
And they're going to sell their wet paints. People have been asking us, what does wet paint mean? And definitely it means that they're going to take the paints right from the field, and some of them, if they're doing them in oils or different mediums, that still may be wet. So hopefully the many people in the community will come by to the South Wharf and look at these paintings and purchase them. There's nothing more exciting to an artist than to have a painting sold, because they appreciate. It's the
I agree.
appreciation of the art. It's like someone besides myself likes what I've done, and in doing that, we hope to gather as many art lovers and to continue with our cocktail party in the evening as well.
I think that's where the phrase "struggling artist" came from.
Absolutely.
They do like to sell their paint.
Yeah,
Occasionally,
for sure.
it's a very good thing.
absolutely.
You're listening to Town Square Sunday. My name is Jim Phillips. My guest is Kathy Del Sordo and Jill Law from the Dartmouth Cultural Center on Elm Street. Now, you will generate revenue from the party.
And the registration of the
And
artist.
the registration, okay. So, what will you do with the dollars you raise? I'm sure you'll plow it back into the center.
We have a list like Santa's list. We do have a list that's longer than we would like.
Yes.
Many improvements that can be made to the building. We're also trying to sustain our programs, which is important to us to keep the momentum going and to
Absolutely.
offer classes of interest to the area folks.
Our
So-
most important thing in the building to sustain our programming and to encourage more of the arts is to have a water, believe it or not, water in the basement area. We've got a beautiful building. The basement area is very high. We've got windows. It's good lighting. We have appreciated very much that the building has been painted. It's been the group from the prison, the workforce that does community support, did that all winter for us. So the basement is ready to use, but there is no water in that basement area. So because it's being an old building, we need to pump it up. We have donations. We have a wonderful...
Through the generosity of Home Depot
Home
of
Depot,
Dartmouth, we have
yeah,
the sink.
the
We have a
sink ready
pump
to
to
go,
pump the water,
a pump
wastewater
ready
out.
to go.
We have a hot water heater, which we don't have at this point.
Sure.
So
We don't have hooked up.
we have had great generosity from the
Yes,
community.
yes.
That's great.
Need to
We
raise
just
funds
need the dollars now
for
to
services.
put the services in to hook them all up.
Installation.
And get
Yes.
them going. Absolutely.
Very good. So, are you still looking for volunteers for this event? On the website, it said yes, but
Always.
Oh,
Always looking for
yes,
volunteers to get the word out. One, that would start immediately, to run around posting the signs that we'll produce at different locations throughout the village, and to be there that day as host and support the artist.
so, and that's really what it is. There's no any heavy lifting,
No, not at all. No.
tables, anything like that.
No,
Okay.
just want to make sure there's good support at the harbor site so that people will know where to go and what to do, and then we're going to run around and make sure all those locations are nice and picked up so there's
Yes.
nothing left around, so that we don't have any issues with any of the neighbors, and looking forward to as many volunteers as we can. And we always can use volunteers at the center itself. We would really like to expand the hours that we keep open, but we do have a limited number of people right now that's supporting that. So the more volunteers we can get, the better we'll be.
So, what are the hours? Let's talk about that.
Typically, we are Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 3. We would like to expand it to include Sunday, but that's a tough day for
Yeah.
anyone to come in. We have a wonderful show that's up now by artist Stephen Remick. Get a great review through Don Wilkinson in the Standard Times. It's just a beautiful show, and we're hoping that helps to bring in people. We have a concert from the Paid Near Music Festival, which takes place this Sunday, the 11th, from 5 to 7, where there will be chamber music taking place.
So
And
you can see the exhibit and hear music this Sunday.
it's a beautiful combination, and the weather is supposed to cooperate
Yeah.
perfectly to have a wonderful time in the village. We're very community orientated. We really love our community and love the cultural center and want it to work. So we work hard at that effort.
So, I was last week. We talked to a young man from the Paid Nearum Chamber Music Festival,
Yes.
Colin.
Colin,
Yes.
and he is performing. He and his group are performing on the 9th, Friday night.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay, and there's another chamber organization from Fairhaven.
No,
Same one.
he's
Same
the
one.
Nearum.
Yes,
Paid
we've been
Nearum.
chatting with him. We actually
Over a year.
sponsored him last season in the winter at St. Peter's Church.
Right, into
Because-
January performance.
Right.
or something like
Yeah,
that.
we sponsored him then, and so now he's dispersed in different areas, different venues because of the size of his group. But we have a smaller area, smaller venue at the Old Southwest, so he'll be here he'll be performing for us Sunday evening. Yeah.
Sunday evening.
Yes.
Yes, it'll be an
Yes.
intimate
Good. Yeah.
performance.
Glad to hear he's going to be busy. That's
He's
very
a
good.
He's gonna
very
be
busy
busy.
young
He's-
man. Yeah.
He's very ambitious.
Quite a
and-
young man. All the way
very,
from Alaska.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best way. He grew up in Dartmouth, but
right.
he's coming to us
Absolutely.
this week from Alaska.
Yep.
Okay, so where can people learn more about the Dartmouth Cultural Center and the programs you're offering this fall? Website,
The
Facebook?
website is the best thing to look at, which is dartmouthculturalcenterinc.org, or come by the center.
Yes.
We're
Yeah.
definitely, Kathy is there every Saturday.
Yes.
She's very dedicated, and it's a beautiful building just to get in and take advantage of viewing
I
it.
love to show people around the building. It's so nice because there are so many people who have not had the opportunity to see the inside of the old Southworth. It was closed for quite a few years by the town after DNRT left it. And every time someone walks in the door, they've got this expression like, oh, I remember this when I was younger. And we talk about the children's library that was in the basement and how you couldn't come upstairs if you were a child and how important it was to grow up, to come upstairs in the old library and to see the librarians. And she had a wonderful sheepdog next to her. It was just, so the enthusiasm from people that have had wonderful memories, it's just fascinating. It really is. I wish I could record them all.
All right.
One of the fondest memories I've heard is that the librarian would invite them upstairs. They would sit Indian style, cross-legged on the floor around the fireplace while she sat in the rocking chair and read stories to them.
Yeah.
What could be more perfect?
Absolutely.
What could be more Dartmouth?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, my guests have been Kathy Del Soto, the treasurer and founding member of the Dartmouth Cultural Center, and the president, Jill Law. And they are talking to us today about the Cultural Center's Wet Paint Day. That is September 21st. It promises to be a delightful day for artists, painting, and then a party in Paint Nearham Village. Can't miss it. To sell the paintings, of course, but also to raise some money for the Dartmouth Cultural Center. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you,
very
Jim.
much.
Thank you so much.
You're listening to Townsquare Sunday, and we'll be back in just one moment.